Gemini, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Gemini, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're just stopping by and you like the energy here. Hit the bell so you'll be notified in case I go live or post new content. Let's take a look, Gemini, for you and see what is happening in the month of November for you, Gemini. I want to jump right in because I want to make the most of the time that we have here, okay? So for Gemini Spirit, what is happening in the month of November? Give us some predictions here for Gemini Spirit. All right, Gemini, got your tough skin on this month. So there could be things that you're needing to this month just be unbothered by. I see you with your tough skin on and just kind of, okay. Really self-absorbed this month, paying attention to yourself and not really allowing anything to bother you. This month actually could be a month for you, Gemini, that ends up being very fortunate. Like you could find things just happening in your favor this month, or exactly the way you desire it this month. But at the same time, for some of you, you may find there are some things that don't happen the way that you want. And so there could be things that take place and you don't really recognize just yet that they're actually happening in your favor, right? There could be things that happen that seem like something negative, but actually it ends up working out in your benefit, in your favor. I do feel like this is a month where some of you guys are going to be going out and doing things that you enjoy doing. I'm seeing people out just kind of having fun in the rain, you know, just taking a moment to stop and enjoy whatever it is at the moment. And so you may find yourself being intent about making the most of the situation this month, whatever it is, just deciding that, listen, we gonna enjoy this moment, whatever it ends up being. Very fluid. So you may be in very fluid energy this month. I'm hearing that. And so wherever the wind takes you, it's like, that's what we doing. For some of you, there could be things that you'll be taking away from others. Like in your venture to take care of yourself, you're pulling something away from others. And so there could be people not really happy about that, but hey, that's not your problem. You could be pulling resources away from people that depended on you in some type of way. I'm hearing that. Or you could be the resource and you could be moving away, you know, to take care of your own needs for a moment, or, you know, taking a trip away or something like that. People are dependent upon you in some type of way. Let's see, for Gemini. Yep. Some type of move or some type of change that you're making this month that requires a different, possibly moving in a different way. For some of you, you'll be moving literally to a different location. Your job could actually be changing. You could be getting a promotion in what you do. I know one of these cards clipped over. There we go. 5 of Pentacles, the Magician, the 8 of Cups. Wow. I almost get to feel like you can't wait to get away from this old place to get this new beginning going. There's something that you're anticipating that has been a long time coming, and you can taste it, you can feel it, you can smell it, you can see it. You can't wait, right? Till this change takes place that you've been manifesting. And I almost feel like for some of you, like it's to the point where something has to give from this situation. The current situation is about to blow up, right? And so this change is right on time. Yeah. So I do have the Eight of Cups here, which talks about that change. And it talks about actually having an opportunity to advance into some type of way. This could be within your job, or this could be moving to a better space, something that is going to be more comfortable or provide more comfort. So you've heard some kind of good news about this change, this move that's coming in. I almost feel like some of you are changing something. There's some type of change that's coming in, and it may make you feel some type of way. So there's a little bit of reserve in regards to this change, or for some of you, this is a new path that you're being redirected to. You feel a little bit reserved, or there's something that you feel a little bit unsure or a little intimidated, or a sense of whether or not this is going to be too much, right? It's good news, but there's a little bit of reserve behind the change as well. For some of you, this could represent a relationship that you are not quite sure about. There's just a little bit of anxiety or a little bit of uncertainty behind this. Whatever this is, taking something new. If you are leaving one relationship and pulling someone else close to you into that position, you're not sure. You're like, let's see what happens. I don't know, but we're going to see how this play out, right? Now, some of you for this month is actually in the Magician energy. And so there's something that you are desiring to manifest. There's something that you are creating or manifesting. Yeah. And there's also could be something that you're trying to figure out. You're trying to, and it could be someone. You're trying to delve in to try to find out, like, it may look one way on the outside, but there's something about this that you're feeling like it's a totally different situation. And you could be trying to wiggle your way in or find an entrance in so that you can position yourself to really find out what it is, right? This could be a situation. This could be a person. There's some level of wanting to be informed about something or someone. Yeah. And feeling like you have some type of power to do this. Like there's something you're doing to try to position yourself. And you may, in fact, even be posing as something or someone else to be able to get close to somebody just to see if they're real or not, or if they're really who they say they are. Now, for some of you, this could be someone wanting to get close to you, to get a closer look at you, right? This could be someone that's trying to pretend right? To be a certain person or a certain way so that they can get close to you. There's somebody that's a little bit inquisitive about who you really are. Yeah. Doesn't say that this person means ill or harm. This could be someone that's wanting to offer some level of guidance, or that's you. If this is you, you're watching, wanting to get close to someone because you're looking and you have some level of guidance that you feel like you have to offer. Yeah. As the magician, if this is you, Gemini, the magician is very resourceful and very talented as well. So the magician is the person that creates things out of nothing. Like you give them just a couple of little rocks and a couple of sticks and they come back with a whole car. The magician is able to actually stand on a street corner with just a couple of nickels, and somehow they end up putting together some kind of scheme or something where they're able to build on those two nickels. Next thing you know, they like the go-to person, right, with all the money, right? And so there's some level of wisdom, some level of game that you feel like you can offer someone, and you're strategizing, trying to see how you can reach this person. For some reason, you have something, some wisdom or some knowledge, some game you want to give them. Or this could be someone looking at you like this, Gemini. Yeah. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. Now, this is the twist to the energy this month. Because the Five of Pentacles usually is associated with some type of feeling left out, or an outcast, or someone starving or needing help, or some level of benevolence. The Five of Pentacles is a change in conditions for the worst. It could be a change in health for the worst as well. So there's some level of possible loss. Or some level of struggle. And this could be, I feel like this could be in regards to someone that you are wanting to help. For some of you, this could be someone wanting to offer you a hand. But this is the need to master your resources. And this is also the energy of making sure that everyone around you is cared for, nurtured. So there could be someone that you will be helping this month, someone that you'll be extending, grace to this month as well. And this could be someone that just stands in need this month and you just recognize them, right? This could be someone coming to you for help. Whether you'll help them or not is definitely up to you. But I do see that somebody is going to be in need this month. And this person may come to you for help. This may be the person that's trying to wiggle their way in there to kind of see how you doing things. I don't know. But I do see a little bit of a challenge coming in around you with the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man, again, is the energy of having some possible pause. This is actually a very complex card. because it has many different angles that you can look at it in. But looking at the energy that's coming out for you, I do feel like there could be some energy around not having the ability to move as fast as you want with some energy here. It does feel like there's good energy. The upheaval does say that there could be something that causes a level of upset this month. There could be something particular that does not happen according to plan, right? Or it just doesn't happen in time. And then everything blows up because something doesn't come through in time. And this alludes to like the energy of being stuck, having to wait on something, and just kind of sitting, waiting, sitting in the energy of not being able to go back or not being able to go forward, but having to wait. But there's actually sometimes good things that come out of being in a position of not being able to move, right? Though it's uncomfortable, Gemini, though it feels frustrating at the moment, sometimes there is a reason why Spirit will position you in an immovable position. Maybe there's something that needs to be thought out a little bit deeper before you move on it. And had you moved on it the way that you wanted to, you would have ended up being stuck in a situation that you couldn't get out of, right? So that having to wait actually allowed someone or something to actually prove that it probably was not good for you. It's that kind of energy. This hangman also talks about having to deal with someone in particular that's struggling. Possibly having someone in your life that's struggling with some kind of addiction or being tossed back into old patterns of some kind of hold on them that seems unbreakable. And so there's some eerie things that could be happening around this hangman. Now, the good part of this card, even though it's coming in as a challenge, is at some point, being in this position causes some level of mastery, right? Being in a position of having to be still many times causes us to steal our passions, especially if they get out of control, right? It causes us to have to steal our passions or those things that have control of us instead of us controlling it, right? And it allows us to actually take a moment to come to terms with where we are in life and what needs to change before we get to moving again, right? And so though it's coming in as a challenge of some type of situation that may in fact cause you to feel like you're stuck for a moment this month, it's for a good reason. It's for a good reason. And use that time to really look at whatever it is that's not going the way that you feel like it should a little bit deeper or from a different angle, because there's something else that you need to see about that situation, okay? And then when it's all said and done, we have the Ace of Pentacles coming out in the outcome. And the Ace of Pentacles is really, we're talking about a new beginning. A new beginning. And as I look at this card, it's two serpents interlocked in a never-ending pattern, right? In a never-ending pattern. And it's almost like a constant struggle where no one wins. That's what that card reminds me of. It's a constant struggle where no one wins. and it just goes around and around. But also this Ace of Pentacles represent the beginning of all things, of life itself. And this is a symbol. It's like a, what do they call it? A signa. It's a sigil is what it's called. It's like a sigil or a potent symbol when you see that, right? It's talking about the beginning of all things, even life itself, right? Or a new beginning, right? So out of this month, there's going to be some level of a new beginning for you in some type of way. And in the actual light part of this Ace of Pentacles, we're emphasizing the beginnings of building some type of firm foundation and using resources wisely, right? Building a firm foundation, some new beginning, moving to something new. And this card has a potential of reducing the impact of the negativity that happens this month around the Hangman or any type of upheaval that may come up this month. This new card, it suggests a level of success in spite of, a level of accomplishment and prosperity and good fortune, right? And this is many times by being in association with certain people that actually add to this good luck that you'll be in this month. And so whatever happens, just understand that it ends up positioning you for new beginnings, solid foundations, lucrative contacts and associations, okay? I almost feel like there's a level with that Ace of Pentacles, like there's a level of mastery, right? That's coming. For some of you, if you see symbols with snakes this month, pay attention to that, because I believe that sigils are going to be very important this month. For some of you, you could be creating some type of symbol that represents something important to you. For some reason, sigils is coming out very strong. You could be creating some type of symbol that represents something for you. And for some of you, you're going to be bypassing lots of sigils and symbols. And it may be helpful to pay attention to those and to find out what they mean as they come across you, across your path this month, okay? They may hold actual meaning for you or messaging for you, okay? So let's see, any advice as we end out this reading for Gemini in the month of November? Any advice for Gemini? Any advice for Gemini? This reading is eerily similar to Taurus's reading, and I even switched out another deck for the advice, and it still brought out some of the same cards. So I have the the Nine of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Hermit for you, Gemini, in the advice. The Nine of Cups is on the shadow side. So is the Page of Cups and the Hermit. So they all came out on the shadow side. So let's take a look and see what the advice is from Spirit. So for the Nine of Cups on the shadow side, this is actually talking about achievements. And those achievements being something that happens partially, like not completely being fulfilled. And it also talks about having more fulfillment by leaving out the superficiality of the things that you desire, right? And not being attached to things, or not placing a lot of value or expectation on things that really don't hold a lot of weight. The Nine of Cups is normally can be construed as being in a really good position. It means that you have everything that you need at your disposal with the Nine of Cups. You look around and see this kind of beautiful position that you created for yourself that provides everything that you need. And but when we look at it from the shadow side, it means that we've placed too much emphasis on the outside importance and not enough on the inside. And so Spirit could be asking you to find more ways to be thankful for what you have. Not just looking at things from a superficiality point of view, or always have the value of something in terms of worldly value, right? But to value the things that you can't buy, right? Looking for those things, like the abundance of support when you have it, or love if you have someone that's loyal and faithful, right? Or having someone that you can depend on when you need it, right? Looking for other ways to look at the value of what it is that you have. Finding fulfillment not in things and possessions, right? But finding it in the unworldly things. And I hope that makes sense to you all. Finding it in ways that you can't buy it, in other words. That's the advice of Spirit. Now, with the Page of Cups coming in on the shadow side, and just to give you a picture of this card, it's a woman who has on, a certain type of clothing, and her hand is it's almost like someone that's very attached, right? Attached to the physical, right? And behind her is it looks like a bar with all kinds of bottles of potions and perfumes, or it could be other things too. And there's lots of cups around. And so it almost is like having the value set on things, and the abundance of things, instead of appreciating the being, right? And so that's what I get out of that. Now with the Page of Cups, I'll show you a picture here on the shadow side. It's actually a person putting a cup to their lips. And the shadow side of this is almost like having your creativity rejected, you know, and also this card talks about really being in this addiction when it comes to the misuse. It's almost like the energy of, what is that word? When it comes to the misuse of emotional or sexual energy, and being held hostage by those things, and the need for them are increasingly so. Yeah, and not being able to draw away from the physical pulls of those physical pleasures that life bring, even when it comes to imprisoning others to your desires, right? It's this growing hunger for that, a growing hunger for that, instead of a retreating, right, and realizing that there's the help that's needed. It's almost like just turning to things the easy way out, turning to the pleasures of the flesh is what it feels like, right? So Spirit could be warning you to really seek other ways to find the emotional satisfaction that you need. Whatever that is right now, or whatever comes in to try to tempt you, is not it. The Spirit is saying it's not it, because it's going to lead to, all kinds of things that you don't want to see happen. Okay? And so there may be a need to look for other ways, Spirit is saying, to seek pleasure. There's many ways that we can do that. It doesn't always have to be emotional. It doesn't always have to be sexual, right? But there's other ways that we can do that. Finding simple things in life, right? Simplicity is life. Finding simple things that you enjoy away from those things that will lead to possible addiction, right? To emotionalism. Lastly, we have the Hermit that also came in on the shadow side as well. And for the Hermit, this might talk about, for some of us, that that have people in our lives that have possibly given us advice, and that advice have actually proven not to be the greatest advice, right? Somebody has given us advice that actually blew things up, and we're still listening to them. Spirit is bringing this out and exposing this energy, right? Bad company, bad counselor, someone, possibly an older person that maybe not really giving you the wisdom that you're needing right now. For some of you, this is you being in isolation too long. And for some of you, you have been in isolation and learning, but it's time to come out and actually test what it is that you've been learning, and what it is that you have been, exposing yourself to see if you have a level of understanding. It's time to come out and begin this new part of your journey. Spirit is saying you've been stuck in that place of isolation for too long. and it's no longer serving a positive purpose, right? It's time to come out. And so, however, those pieces of, maybe it doesn't resonate for everybody, maybe it was for somebody specific. This is what I'm getting coming out here. I feel like in the advice has been about looking in a greater realm for, satisfaction. I think all three of these cards, the Nine of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Hermit, are talking about a level of seeking some level of connection and satisfaction in life. Well, we don't always have to connect with people to be fulfilled or to get satisfaction. We can connect with nature, you know. We can connect with ourselves, and it doesn't have to be material based, right? It could be the best things are free. That is so true, and so there may be needing to be a drawing away. Again, I don't feel like I ever say anything that's new. I feel like I confirm things that Spirit has possibly already been saying, right? And so if this resonates. If it does not, just leave it, right? It doesn't have to, but if it does, you know that it resonates. And so there is someone who is being placed in a position, and it's time for you to come out and engage again, right? You could have been in a place of solitude, just soaking up lots of wisdom and, knowledge and experience. Well, it's time to get out and engage that. It's time to get out and actually put those concepts to work. Okay. Spirit is saying, come on out. Okay. All right. So that's what I have for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for stopping by. It has been Blood Moon Oracle with some prophecies for you coming out this month. I do feel like it's overall going to be a really good month. I think when it's all said and done, you'll find yourself in brand new energy and possibly seeing things in a whole new light as well when it's all said and done, right? Be open to challenge yourself this month in ways that you may not have been willing to do in the past. Okay? What you're looking for may just be in accepting those challenges. Okay? What's the worst that could happen? You actually end up happier on the other end, right? And so that's for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for stopping by. Until next time, make sure you like, share, comment, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll be notified in case I go live or post new content. Until next time, Gemini, take care of yourself, okay? All right. Bye.